All right, guys, so what's up? Welcome to another set of our podcast here with Eli and Mike. We have an amazing guest today, and you do not want to miss this guy. Actually, you can't miss him.
Right.
Everywhere you look, from YouTube to Instagram, he is all over the place. So we're welcoming here Snewj. What's up, Snewj?
Thank you. What's up, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Here. No, thank you for being with us. We know how busy you are. So.
I mean, we're all busy, right?
Right,
but it's always good to chat with you guys. You know, sit down, hang out.
Love it.
Always do.
I know this is not like our first time sitting down with you. But this time we're going to be a little bit more personal, ask you questions, that I'm pretty sure the world wants to know. So.
Yes, I think the world hasn't had enough of you yet.
Sure.
Right.
Just a disclosure, though. I am getting over a cold, guys. So I might sound a little rasp, a little congested, but bear with me. Bear with me.
Things are going around.
I mean, should we blame EDC for that, or is it just?
I mean, we might have to. It was not too long ago. EDC. That was my 5th EDC. So.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh wow.
I might be done.
Okay. No, you can't.
I'm older now.
EDC.
Yeah. Did you guys go?
We haven't. That's the only major rave we haven't been to, which is ridiculous.
What?
I know. It's ridiculous.
I know. You think we would rave, but
no, we do. It's just we've never been to EDC, and I'm like, why? Like that means we're not real ravers,
What was the last rave?
Go to EDC.
What was the last rave y'all been to?
We went to
what was it? The freaking I can't even remember.
It's been a long time.
The Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
The Insomniac one. Right here in San Bernardino.
Yeah. That's San Bernardino is the home of the rave. So
yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Now I know.
Yes,
hey, you always learn something. So hey, dude. So I appreciate you joining us here today. Honestly, we've known you for a good while, and we are flattered that you actually came because I know you've been overcoming your cold, and you're a very, very busy man too. That's even more important.
I felt bad that when I missed the last one, so
no,
I apologize.
No worries.
We had no hope that we were like, oh, game over.
And so recently, we wanted to ask you about the projects that you're working on recently. I know that you have been, obviously interviewing amazing individuals who are, young, driven, and they're just people who are able to blow up and have millions, billions of dollars. How is this venture going for you?
So, other than my other YouTube channel, I started the new YouTube channel that you guys were featured on.
Right.
So it's been growing really fast.
Yes.
Within that community, we have another community that we have for the people that the audience and whatnot.
Right.
And that community that we have is, I call it a private entrepreneur community where we have aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, small business owners, multimillionaires. We have live calls, guest speakers all the time on that.
Yes.
So it's that's a whole entity on its own. And it's been going really well because I'm doing it a little different this time.
Yes.
Wow.
The Snewj channel, that was just entertainment. That was just me doing skits, pranking people, this and that. It was all fun. Yeah, and I didn't really do it the right way that time, So
even though it was you got millions of views, but I love this mindset because you're I got millions of views, but at the same time I didn't do it right, and then that's where you're,
Yeah, because I was even talking to Eli about this. Is a lot of people in the influence space are just making videos just to get famous, but they're not really monetizing or building something off of their platform. They're just thinking oh, I'm gonna get famous, I'm gonna get paid, but that's not sustainable.
Exactly.
Right. So that happened to me. I was growing the Snewj channel and I was doing it the wrong way. Yeah, you would have sponsorships and brand deals and all that, but it's it's not sustainable because you can only be at the top for so long. You got to be able to branch out and do other opportunities. So it's kind of a long answer to your
No, I love this so much.
Yeah. And I think it's such a good answer because even for ourselves, we're in obviously people know we're in the real estate arena, and he does real estate, I do the mortgages, but we had to look for different avenues of how to create or expand our brand, the Eli and Mike brand, or expand different versions of what we want. Because I think we're not monetizing actually anything right now. We have podcasts and we have YouTube and all that, and we do sometimes hit some viral numbers, but we're definitely not monetizing it, and it's just kind of one-hit wonders.
And this is where we can learn from you.
Correct.
So you were saying that now the new Snewj is basically, what are you doing different? Are you doing are you tracking the metrics of everything, of how many people are responding to you? Now you said, you're going to monetize this time around.
Yeah. So the new Snewj is, I'm more business oriented, business minded, a little older. It could be age. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so for him, age means is what are you, 30?
I'm 30. I'm 32.
Oh my God,
Lord.
You look like you're 20.
But like my
right.
biological age, I'm probably like 20.
You know.
21.
About 21. About 21.
He's got ABC age.
No, yeah, I think I'm like 27.
Yeah?
Logic, you know.
Well, aren't you like only 23 right now?
Yeah, I'm like 23. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
23. So see,
Wow.
I'm on your level.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
good
I know.
energy in here. Wow.
Love it, love it.
But
more
but
business oriented.
Yeah, more business oriented, and with this new channel that I got going on, I am, like I have that other private community within it that's correlated. So, we got, it's like a valuable community for the people because they pay a subscription and they're getting like, it's only like $9 a month, and they're getting a network of entrepreneurs and multimillionaires, and they can bounce ideas off of, ask questions, and also like join the live calls and networking calls. I mean, I'm not here trying to promote, but I'm just saying like that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing differently in terms of that. And then on top of that, I got the YouTube, the new Snewjs channel that's growing a lot, and yeah, man, that's kind of how I'm doing it differently. It's like digital real estate. You guys do real estate, like I'm doing it digitally.
Right.
I love that. And you know what, the thing is, there's people that are not doing anything at all. I mean, there's people that are watching this that are like, well, I'm not going to do anything because maybe they're looking for the next big thing, or they're worried that COVID is still existing. All this post-COVID stuff has made people very lazy, very weak-minded. I mean, there's a lot of people that are just driving around with no hope in their mind. Not that they don't have any, but they don't think about outside the box things. Like you're thinking, hey, let me try something different. You explore, it works, great. If it doesn't, hey, it's okay if we fall a little bit, but now you're trying different adventures. Like you even admitted the fact, hey, I'm gonna do these things to grow viral, and then you realize, well, wait a minute, let me try something different to see if it works better and it is working for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always been the type to like try a lot of new things. I feel like we should, in this lifetime, we should always be willing to be the very best versions of ourselves, because you just you might not get the opportunity again, and you just don't want to like live this life to die. We're all dying, right? As like he's dying right now too.
I think he literally is dying right now. Actually.
We're all dying, and
True.
yeah. So that's why I'm like, we got to live this life to be the very best versions of ourselves and do the most we can, experience the most we can, take that risk, go chase that girl or guy, whoever, give, love, experience. And it's like, if you're not doing that, if you're just sitting down and just like kind of waiting for death, like I feel like you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yes, and I really love this, exactly what you're saying. And actually, some people don't even find the value. Like you said, you're not here to like sell anything, but your connections that you have, you're literally offering to the world, literally $9 or whatever the price is, and people won't see that value. And that's the sad thing about this world today, that we are individuals who go out there, we work hard, we introduce ourselves to people, we make those relationships, and then we offer those relationships to the world.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, people won't offer the relationships to people unless you pay $10,000, $20,000, $60,000, and you have this network of people, and you're like, hey, if you want to be in this circle, it's something so small as that amount.
Absolutely.
Again, going back to this, sometimes people in the world, you need to wake up, because when people offer you these amazing connections, you never know where it will take you. You know what I mean?
And let's put it even more in perspective. Think about large fries for $9, or learning how to build a business and a culture and growth over $9 a month. I mean, I'm not even trying to market for you.
That's the perfect perspective for sure. Yeah.
Because I be buying fries all the time, just like.
I mean, you could be signing up, Mike. What's going on?
What's your favorite?
I know what the heck's wrong with me.
Put the fries down.
What's your favorite type of fries?
McDonald's.
He's on and see, he knows the answer on spot.
do.
Well, what about yours at this point, since you're asking?
I mean, I think I like the curly fries from Jack in the Box.
Okay.
But Jack, bro, this fast food is bad for us.
know.
Yeah.
It's cutting our lifespan in half, guys.
Right. You're dying, remember. You're dying.
Yeah.
So a question for you. So, you do a lot of viral things. A lot of things do hit big numbers. Which one and I don't know if you know this, but which one of all your videos has been the most viral? Something that people have recognized you for the most?
So if we go back to like the Snewj channel, like that has like 1.6 million followers.
Amazing.
So there's like there's a lot of viral videos there. Like whether it's like me and Dree, whether like some of our videos hit like 9 mil, 10 mil.
Amazing.
It's just like, it could just be like us doing a skit. you know?
Wow.
And or it could be like me picking up my brother in like a Lamborghini that did like 23 million views.
I remember that one.
Yeah, like
even my son remembers that one.
Right.
oh hell yeah, that's dope. Like just things of that nature. And yeah, but like I like to talk about the most recent maybe viral videos.
Yes.
I'll do like on the Snewjs channel, like I have like a video with a couple of the entrepreneurs. They hit a couple mil.
Yes.
And yeah, like those are like the most recent. Like yeah, like shout out to Wes Watson. We did a video together, and he that video got like 1.3 mil.
Yes,
wow,
amazing,
powerful.
amazing. And actually, we're gonna be having Wes at Driven.
Right.
Our event coming up, Driven.
That's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be good.
And, you know, he is so powerful. I mean, I sat down with my mentor, and we went over a couple things that Wes shared with us, and it just changed my life in 5 minutes. So
yeah,
you guys have to go watch Snewj and Wes, because honestly, in 2 minutes of you know, knowing Wes, it's like, wow, it's so amazing.
I mean, anybody,
absolutely.
And those are like the new type of viral videos, you know what I mean? Like you said, when you're at the time, the old Snewj channel, I mean, that you were doing it big then, but things do change, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a part of my like evolving. So it's like, yeah, bro, it's like, it's crazy. Like there's just, I'm trying to like think how to like word this correctly, but at the end of the day, it's like bringing value to people.
Right.
Because the Snewj channel was just entertainment. This channel is like I'm bringing value, like tremendous value, and kind of entertaining them in the same time. I'm not trying to make it boring, you know. I'm trying to make it wavy. So, yeah, that's just bringing tremendous value at the end of the day.
And actually, like from the outside, you know, somebody that, you know, maybe like looking at you, and you're saying that your old channel, maybe it wasn't so much like or you know, inspiring or business oriented. Even though you may not think it is, you know, from the outside, you know, it actually is, because you inspired so many individuals that are young. You know, you inspired them that, hey, you know, you can go out there, you can get a Lamborghini, you could pick up your brother at school, and you probably don't even realize how many individuals went and tried to do that, or even succeeded at doing that. And you know what I mean? You changed people's lives then, and now you're changing people's lives. You know, maybe then you're changing, you know, younger individuals' lives, and you know, now a couple of years in advance, now you're a little more business oriented, because again, that was business, even though you may have not thought that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you, like I've actually picked up my son in the Ferrari, and I'm like, Snewj does this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'll
so
pick
you
up
inspired us to pick our son up in our Ferrari,
No,
you know what I mean?
I appreciate that. You know, I mean, you guys are just reminding me, like, yeah, it is true. Like, people are inspired by that content, even though I may think of it as like as not as valuable as I'm doing right now.
Right.
But there is some type of value within anything that you do, because anyone's gonna get influenced as long as you're leaving a good example. You know, so. I always stay away from the drama. I don't ever try to get into like scandals and this and that, you know, like I try to like leave a good positive example to the people, even on the Snewjs channel. So, you know, thanks for putting light on that and reminding me. Yeah, for sure.
No, definitely, that value is there. Again, like I said, you drove so many young individuals to, maybe they weren't working or they weren't doing something. They just didn't know what to do. Maybe they actually went out there, got a camera, and was like, maybe I can make it on YouTube. Maybe I can get some followers. Maybe I can inspire some people. So the frequencies that you have passed on to people, like, oh my gosh, you don't even know. And you know, like Eli said, you inspired us to pick up our son in our Ferrari, and you know, obviously the school's coming up to it and everything. Not that our son wanted it, but we're like, hey, like, we want to, you know, show our son that we work hard, and you know, this is what we have. You know what I mean? And in reality, that was the only car we could pick our son up with that day. So you know what I mean?
And
but
it kind of reminds me of another story. Where there's this he was a subscriber, and I think he had like he had just like a regular economical car, right? And he was like, hey, like you and like, what's up, Snewj? Like, I'm a follower, a subscriber, and like because I make car content too, like as you guys so like I'll do like the car events and whatnot. Like I've been to one of your guys' events. So he like showed up in the gym like 4 months later, like, hey, like I just got this new car, and it was like a cool little sports car. I forgot what it was, but then he came back 6 months later. I just got a GTR.
No way. Okay.
I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
It's cool that people are getting inspired like that.
Yeah, you definitely inspired, because again, like you know, that video maybe about 6 years ago or so, you know, at that time, that's kind of what a lot of YouTubers started getting big and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you were one of those people who inspired. And then now, again, fast forward to the future, it's the more business oriented, and now you're again inspiring. You know, you inspired us then, but again, you changed, you modified yourself, and we're again inspired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is why we have you here today, because you make us want to do more business. You make us want to work more, because you're going to these individuals who are up there, you know, that really, really made it. Because me and Eli, we're far from being made, you know what I mean? And we see the potential, but sometimes you don't see that if there's not individuals like you out there spreading the word that there are people out here like Wes that, you know, maybe, you know, was even locked up in prison, but, you know, you're not locked up anymore and you're a millionaire and you're able to fly on jets and you're interviewing these people, and we're people who get to see this. And then we're like, wow, we need to go and work so much harder. We get so inspired by it. We just want to get up and work and work and work. But again, if you're not making these videos, you know, who's going to do it and who's going to be inspiring? You know what I mean? So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that for sure.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
So what's your next big thing? So I know that you have your business channel. You're also, and actually let's even get into this. You're creating music.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you even thought you were going to get into this, because you started doing this amazing content on your Snewj Knows, and now you got all this business stuff going on, and you're like the celebrity now, and now you're singing and performing. I'm like, when we saw your first video, I was like, is he singing? He's rapping up in here. So like, do tell, like, why are you doing it? Like, is it an inspiration? Is it what you wanted to do?
For the music?
Yeah, for the music.
So, like the music I've been doing for a couple years, I felt like, well, it's a funny story. I was doing it when I was 18 actually. Okay. You know, like I was making music like on a GarageBand on the app on the Mac, and like I was like getting like some instrumentals, like Lil Wayne instrumentals and whatnot. But I was just talking about like kid shit. Can I cuss here? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Like just like kid shit, you know, like this blah blah blah.
Right.
But then I kind of like I was like, oh, this ain't working out for me. Like I'm 18, I'm in college, so I kind of stopped that.
Yes.
And then 10 years go by, and now I have all these stories to tell. And I'm like, yo, like let me try this again. Okay. And I feel personally, I mean, like you got to always feel like the most confident person, like in the room or whatnot. Sure. Even though we're not in competition, but you got to like own that, right?
Oh, yes.
So I always felt like I was musically inclined. So even though when I got back into it, I wasn't really that great, but the progression, like I got a couple songs that I'm proud of, you know. So I feel like I just have so many stories to tell, because 10 years of my life went by, you know. And now like, cause like I'm writing, you know, like I'm like typing, because this is 2023, you know. So we're not writing anymore.
You're writing your own songs?
I write all my own songs, and they're all stories about, like, you know, it's through experiences, life experiences, whatever the case may be, and just trying to convey that in music format. And it's also like therapeutic, you know, because like you're writing and you're able to like it's very vulnerable, right? Because if you guys are writing and you're spreading that out and you're putting that out there, it's very like personal, and people are hearing that. And everyone's art is different at the end of the day. Like this is art. We're creating art right now, right?
Right.
People making music, that's art. Business is art. It's everyone does it in their own way. So that's why I never really appreciated artists until like I started doing it, because just because you think like their song or their video or their business is trash doesn't necessarily mean it's trash. It's just that's just how they do it, and that's how they see it.
I like how you see that, because that's true. Like there's like music styles, right? Like there's different ways of people, how they vocally express their feelings. So the way you throw your music out is your own expression of your life. Like you're even saying you're writing like your own story. And it's like, all right, let me let other people hear my story. And everybody has a story. Like everybody wants to say something. As a matter of fact, me and Mike were even considering writing the book about our stories. We were actually supposed to talk to somebody. We missed the appointment. But we're supposed to talk to somebody, not today, but a couple days ago. And we have a writer interested in having to write our story, because, you know, we're two gay couple with kids, with businesses, and so many different things, and that's a story. You're also, as a matter of fact, where are you from originally?
So my mom's side is like Filipino Polynesian, and my dad's Bengali, for like Bangladesh. So like that's like the three main things that I am. A lot of people think I'm like Hispanic or like Hawaiian, but I mean Polynesian is kind of
kind of there.
I mean, not in Hawaii, but it's kind of like I don't know. Like I need to educate myself a little more, but that's what I know. I'm for sure like Filipino, Polynesian, Bengali.
Definitely.
Yeah, those
And the reason I asked that question too is because look how you're creating this monetization system. We're also, we're full of Hispanic, 100%.
Yeah.
At least we're told, right? Maybe not him. I don't know.
We need to do our research,
He might be a little Asian. I don't even know. He's got that little squint or something. I don't know. Can I say that? I don't think that's legal.
You can say it. I'm Asian.
Say it.
I'm part Asian.
Oh, you're Asian too? Oh my God.
I mean, Filipinos Asian.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, I'm Asian too. We're all Asian now.
Wow.
Okay, so all right, but this tells you that no matter where you're from, where you originate from, the country you're from, doesn't matter. You can still do so much with your life.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize that you guys out there can do so much with your life. You don't have to minimize who you are or your standards because you see, oh, maybe Americans that are white or maybe individuals that are Orientals that are coming with families that have more money. We can create so much wealth if we just realize the data's there. You can pretty much Google almost anything you want nowadays, and you can hire somebody for not that expensive price and say, hey, I need help in building something and monetizing it. And you did exactly that. You're like, all right, what do I got to do as Snewj? I know I'm from, not that you were born in a different country.
Yeah.
But you're from, in essence, your bloodline's from there.
Yeah,
did you come from
my bloodline is, or my parents are immigrants for sure.
Oh, wow.
see.
There you go.
Yeah.
And did you grow up
I grew up
wealthy?
here. No, I didn't actually. So I think my pops came here when he was like, and my mom, like they were like 19 years old, bro, like straight out of Bangladesh, Philippines, and yeah, he was working like 3 jobs, like painting walls and working at like Arco, and
So,
he like without my parents, like we gotta give credit to our parents, like. Without them coming to the U.S., we wouldn't have this life and we wouldn't have this opportunity. So that's why it's like when we have immigrant parents that did all these things for their children, for their kids, what is our excuse? Like, why can't we be successful? Why aren't we doing the most that we can? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people have immigrant parents and they're just wasting their life. Like, let me just sit down and let me wait for an opportunity instead of going creating the opportunity. So that's why I feel like it's also a disservice if our parents work so hard, our immigrant parents, to come to the States and we're not doing anything about it, like to give back and be the very best versions of ourselves and give back to our parents. I think it's really fucked up.
Wow, that's so deep.
You feel me?
Because we were, a true story, as remember yesterday, right? Yesterday we had, and this is something we thought about as well from what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had somebody who we just hired that, I'm going to say, but he doesn't have a leg. And we're like telling ourselves like, is life really that hard? Like we have our limbs, we have our arms, we have eyesight, and we're complaining about maybe we're a little sick. We're complaining about all these little things, but you still have your body parts.
Yeah.
You can wake up in bed and not have to stumble.
You're still healthy.
You're still healthy, and that's a lot of things that people don't realize is what is your excuse? Why are you not working hard? Why can't you find a way to build your business, no matter where you're from, and remove that mindset of like, oh, I'm just gonna see where life takes me, and life's not gonna take you nowhere unless you're doing something yourself to make it happen.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing at the end of the day, and it's a lot of people's environment. I get it, but you really have to. It's like I could say all this stuff like, oh, change your mindset, but it really is just your mindset. You got to really tell yourself like, hey, I could go out and kill it.
You're right.
And go like fuck shit up, right? But yeah, I mean, the majority of the world, they're all very fearful.
Yes.
They're worried about what others think.
Yes.
And it's just, I don't know, like it's hard because like I have a lot of people that I know and I see so much potential in them, but they don't, and you guys too, like probably anyone watching, you probably see people with so much potential, but they're not trying to be the very best version of themselves. And it kind of pisses me off. But then again, it's like, you don't know what's going through their mind, and is it something that you're born with? Is like the dog in you something that you're born with, the drive? I don't know, but I truly believe that like being driven can be built, right? Like you can figure it out. You just, at the end of the day, just mindset and discipline.
I agree with you.
Honestly, mindset and discipline.
Sometimes you believe in these people so much, and they can change, and they just don't want to. They don't do something to make it happen, and it does make you angry. It makes you feel like, wow, you don't even believe in yourself, but I believe in you.
Yeah,
you still
because you care about. Yeah, you care about.
You put your energy. You give them everything, and then they just can't change. It does make you frustrated. Sometimes you stop believing in these people because they don't even believe in themselves. what's worse is sometimes we provide these individuals, like you sometimes provide these ways of, creating wealth, and the individuals just won't even use the blueprints, and you're just like, wow, like I believe in you, I have blueprints for you. It's like, you can't even do that for yourself. I did it for you, and you still can't move forward in life.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me, and I get angry too.
It makes no sense, but that's why it comes down to, hey, like, how disciplined are you? Like, are you, like, you guys get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Like, are you guys doing the things that you don't want to do? Are you getting out of your comfort zone, doing the uncomfortable? And a lot of people just aren't very disciplined. They don't have that mindset. And it's something that I feel like you can really learn. Like, you can really change your life. It's habits, right?
Yes.
And it's the same shit that people are doing every day.
Right.
You're not going to get different results from that. You know, you got to do different things to get different results, extraordinary results. Yeah, you got to step out of the comfort zone. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to be willing to go out there, network, whatever the case may be. Talk to that person. Go over here to this business establishment, whatever career it is, whatever industry, and you got to really like be uncomfortable.
Right.
And I feel like people they're just so fearless. I mean, not fearless, fearful. Yeah, but you got to be fearless,
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like, I'm getting lit talking about this.
I love it. No, this is good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
And it's like, so, you obviously have the drive, you obviously have the work ethic, you're out there putting in the work, you're, cameras on you all the time. It's not easy showing yourself all the time, and then especially to individuals who are so up there on the charts. So you're doing the work, but what about mindset? Is law of attraction something that you believe in?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, and so because this is something that has truly changed my life by using the law of attraction. If you don't know what it is, I mean, just look it up and see if it'll change your life. But it's not just the mindset; you have to put in that work.
Yes, you have to execute. So it's funny that you bring up the law of attraction. So society as a whole, we all feel like if you can't see it, you can't really believe it, right? But on the other hand, there's a lot, like, how big this universe is?
Right.
And there's other planets out there that there's living organisms. There's probably another one of you guys. Right. And just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. No, it exists. Exactly. So I'm a big believer of energy. Like the energy in this room, right?
Yes.
I'm getting a little congested, my bad, guys. But the energy in this room is real. Like, you can feel someone's presence. You can feel someone's positive energy or negative energy. And energy is like the energy you put out in the world. Whatever you're doing, it comes back. Like, the universe wants you to win, and you gotta, like, there's a higher intelligence up there, whoever you guys believe in, God, Buddha, whoever, but there's energy everywhere. And I feel like people are not understanding that there's more out there than just what society tells us there is. And I don't know if this is like too deep for people.
No, this is excellent.
But I like to like talk like this sometimes. Because there's more than just what society tells us.
Yes.
So going to the law of attraction, if you can see it in your mind, if you can visualize it, you can eventually, the universe will give it to you. You just got to execute. But everything's run through energy, right, at the end of the day. And luck, people don't just get lucky. It's created by process. Right? So
you're literally giving me the chill.
Putting in the work. Yes. And then you put in all this work, right? Let's give you an example.
Yes.
Let's say you're just trying to be like a YouTube star or whatever, and you're putting all this work in, right? Or let's just say you're trying to be a movie star. Okay. You're going to all these acting classes. You're doing you're practicing in your spare time. You're going to this audition, whatever. You're putting in the work, and you're like, damn, it's hard, right? And you're not getting anything out of it. Then one day you're walking in the grocery store and you meet some director, and he's like, hey, I like your look. Like, I'm doing a movie, and he's a big time director. That's not just luck.
Yeah.
It's process.
Yes.
The universe knows that.
Yes.
God knows that. Whoever you believe in, and it's that energy that you're building, and that's why luck is created by process. I don't think anyone just gets lucky and like, oh, I didn't do anything, I got lucky.
Yes.
No, you did work to get there.
And that's so true, because we run into that in our business the whole time. Like every time we're like, how do we meet this person? How did we already put it in our minds before we met somebody? Like even before we met, you're like, we're going to get to know him, we're going to know who he is, and we're going to become friends, and look at us, we're doing a podcast. So that energy does exist. Mike's huge on this energy thing. It took me a while to understand it, but I get it completely, and it does exist. Like that energy will take you to the furthest reaches of your mind to get you to build the most craziest relationships, the most insane monetary businesses that you can do 100%. So much with. And I think that's really what it is in this world. Like that's the existence of everything. And I think that's something you capture well. That's something we've been capturing, and we're always learning from it.
Absolutely.
But I think a lot of people like you guys should understand that there's so many ways. If you just believe in yourself, believe in the future action, and that's what we do too. Like we believe in it already happened. Like we are already friends before we met you, and therefore it happens.
And you could obviously go so
that's
deep
trippy though.
This. It's so deep that, there's even, a saying that you're not supposed to live in the future, and you're not supposed to live in the past, and you're supposed to live in the present. Well, living in the present means putting in the work right now. And if you put in the work right now and you believe, like you guys said, then that law of attraction is going to happen. But right now, the moment that we're in, we have to put in the work. I mean, we're literally putting in the work right now. I literally have the chills because sitting here in front of these cameras, Mr. Snewj is literally putting in work. It wasn't easy for us to all make sure we meet up here when we're all on high level schedules.
That's true.
And we all were able to bring our energies together. We're here, and it took work, but now we're here. The law of attraction worked, but also living in the present time, which is right this second, it means putting in the work now, or else those results will never show up. Like you said, the luck will never be there.
And law of attraction, like you said, like you guys wouldn't have that Ferrari without the law of attraction, right? I'm not just saying like, oh, material things. I get it, guys. Like material things aren't really, like, it's cool. Like we like nice stuff, right? But I'm just trying to like give examples to people. Like I wouldn't be able to like get my Lamborghini or like get this YouTube channel without visualizing it first and putting in that work and that energy in the universe or God, whoever you guys believe is going to help me get there. Everything, like the universe wants you to really win. Now, this is kind of crazy. Do you guys ever think about, and I talked to this like with a few of my friends, like you ever like realize like how a camera phone works? Like you take how does it take a picture? Can you explain?
Literally, it freaks me out.
It's capturing time in a box. To me, it's weird. I don't understand.
It's all traveled through space, and then even if we talk about the past, it's like they would say it was captured by that flash, right? And nowadays we don't even use flash. Sometimes people are like, use the flash. So you're right. It's like where does this advanced technology come from?
It does not make sense because right now we're getting recorded, right? How does whoever created this? How do they know? Oh, it's gonna capture a video of these people in live time.
And like how? And it's like, I know this sounds stupid, but like it's a piece of metal and a piece of glass, and it's able to capture us right here in this time. And then people are viewing us, which is so insane through basically space. Once it's uploaded and then just sent out into the signals. It is so deep that it's like, I think Elon Musk says that we basically are living in a time where there is magic already. And if you really think about it, your phone is magic. We literally just hold our hand up and we can literally talk to Snewj when he's in Paris or wherever he's at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but how is that? Through an electrical wire or satellite? Like our voice gets transferred? It doesn't make sense, right? So that's why I say there's a higher intelligence out there. There's aliens living here right now. I hate to get to this point, but there's so many.
We're going deep, guys.
Yeah, so many living organisms out in the universe, higher intelligence, energy this, energy that. It's like, utilize it, right?
Exactly.
Like, we're not just normal people. I really feel like we all have superpowers. We just can't tap into it, right? We just can't.
And let's expand on the energy side too.
So people's energies are so darkened. You know what I mean? And I think there's literally 82% of dark matter in this universe, and that's just what we know. It's just what the scientists say. So you know what I mean? Like we need to go out there, grab that light, and literally be the ones that have that superpower because it's there. Like if we could literally talk to each other through that phone, like you said, like there's something else going on in this universe that we just don't want to open up our minds and say, hey, what's going on here? And like you said, it's here already, so utilize it. Like, you know what I mean? We don't have to be so freaked out about it and be like, oh my gosh, like how is this happening? But if it's here, why are we not utilizing it like you are or like we are? Or, it's something that everyone can do. You literally just put this little piece of metal and glass and plastic up, and you can literally monetize. You can you make money. You could live a better life. You could unleash powers in your mind and that you never thought you could, because you're utilizing the technologies and magic is what Elon Musk says, and you create a better life for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So to get a little deeper in the secret stuff and all the stuff of law of attraction and everything that we're doing. So question for you, might go a little deep, and I'm just kind of curious because everybody hits a moment where they don't have the energy, where they feel like it's just not working for me. This is not gonna work. So we almost created this visual where I already failed, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna come back. So I'm curious, and I want people to hear this because sometimes people are going through it right now. Like I failed, I don't know what to do to dig myself out. Has there been a time when you felt like this is game over, I am gonna do something different, or I just fell and I don't know what to do? Have you ever had an experience like that?
I feel like I have those experiences every day.
Oh wow.
You know, so I'm just like y'all. Like I think like you're afraid to fail, but you can't really fail unless you quit. So that's the key word right there, or the key sentence or key phrase is can't really fail unless you quit, right? The great Kobe Bryant says this. So big Kobe fan, rest in peace.
Yes.
We're always having a battle every day. It's just like you got to just get through it. It's a mindset thing. Like I said, like I have these situations or challenges every day.
Yes.
And I'm like, damn, like what if everything just fails? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you could lose everything, right? As long as you got your peace and as long as you got that knowledge, you'll be just fine. Because as long as you're resilient, put in the work, you can build everything back up. And yeah, I mean, I have this battle every day, but I'm sure you guys have the battle too, every day or every other day.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But
I love what you say, how you don't fail unless you quit. And quitting is literally up to you, and it's like you have that choice to quit in that day, if it's every day, you know what I mean? And I think I could relate to you on that. A lot of people think, people who are on YouTube and TikTok and, all these social medias like you, and then usually we're hanging out with very high level individuals. You're usually hanging out with high level individuals. People look at us from the camera lens and they're like, wow, like their lives are amazing, but they don't understand that, or you don't understand that we're going through things in our own world, and we've even had moments where we've had to, go and speak at events, and we're like in the elevator, so stressed out with the biggest frown you can imagine.
We'll go in the elevator and go,
and then we just take a really quick breather, and we're like, are you ready? The elevator's about to open, and then we just
put
start
on your
smiling.
character face.
yeah.
And we just start smiling because we literally, like you said, have that choice to quit or not quit. And luckily for us, we do have our partnership together, so it's kind of nice to be able to pull each other out when you're in that elevator about to walk out and you're like not having the best day. Sometimes you could shake the other one and be like, hey, like snap out of it, put a smile on your face. We have the choice to not quit right now. So it's nice to have a partner, but obviously you could do it on your own. You could choose the better life or the failed life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, that's
So I have a question for you. So as a kid growing up, because you're 32, you said now, right?
You're in 20.
Okay, well, 20.
21, 24.
So as a kid growing up, where did you grow up at?
I grew up like in LA County area. My dad lived like in the Chinatown area, and then Palmdale, and then like my mom lived in the Valley, and then he moved to like the IE, like Ukaipa. So then I moved with my dad, and then my mom moved to Fresno. So like I live with my dad the second part of my life because they're divorced.
Okay,
so
got it.
So just like those vicinities.
So when as you grew up, did you want to do what you're doing right now? Was there some other business thing you wanted to do?
I wanted to be a professional basketball player. That's what I wanted.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I really love basketball.
Love it.
Maybe that's how I got some of my drive, because like I was just like really about it, like doing 2-3 a days. That's all I wanted, right? And I think that really helped with like my mindset. Like, hey man, like I might be like only 5'9", and like I have a disadvantage, but like I love like having that disadvantage of like other people are taller, they're this and that, so I gotta like work on my skills. So I always had like a chip on my shoulder, but then unfortunately, but I thought it was a sign. I tore my ACL, my meniscus when I was 18.
Goodness.
Yeah, and then I had to take a different direction.
Yes.
And I didn't know I was gonna be doing like the YouTube videos and making content online, and doing all the things that I'm doing today. Like I was selling cars, right? I was a yeah, I was a car broker, and I was like selling cars and delivering cars to clients and this and that. And then this is a perfect example of like, you got to go through things in order to get to point B and point C. You can't go from point A to point Z. There's like steps to this, there's levels to this.
Right.
So I had to go through the car sales and learn that, and be more of like a people's person, learn social skills and whatnot. And then I started the YouTube channel with no expectations. I just started it and just had fun with it.
Yes.
And one thing led to another. It just kind of snowballed and grew, and I guess people like me.
Yeah.
I
No,
guess. And yeah, I mean that grew, and then I was like, shit, like that's dope.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to talk about sustainability is like, you know, like a lot of creators out here are creating content just to think like, oh, that's it, like this is the only thing, let me get famous off of this, let me make money off of this. But it's not sustainable. You got to build other things around it. Me, I was getting like lots and lots of money, but I didn't know how to like handle it. It was fast cash, you know? So when you have fast money, you kind of like splurge this, splurge over here. That's why the second time around with the new YouTube channel, I'm like, I got to be smarter. I got to be more business oriented and create other opportunities within what I'm building. So that way I don't put myself in that situation again. Yeah.
Such a perfect example, because we've been through our own ups and downs, right? Like we've learned so there's things that we do now, like we keep a track record of everything, like from money made for the business or money lost, expenses that we need to account for. So before, when we were making the same thing, we were making a ton of money because we were putting a lot of effort, and then we get to a downfall, and then we realized, because this was, you know, the story that we always talk about is the coins to car story that Mike talks about all the time, is that happened because when we got together, we didn't know how to build correctly. So when we were making those big checks, we were just spending it over. We'll go to Vegas, spend 10,000. We'll do this. I know it sounds crazy, like this little lifestyle, right? But we would do the dumb thing and never save. And thinking that mindset that many people think about, right? When you get a check, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to get that paycheck.
You're gonna think you're gonna have it forever.
And then before you know it, you don't close that extra deal, and you spent the money before, and you ever get that paycheck and you already spent it before you got the check. So it's the same mindset. Everybody has the same mindset, like, oh, I'm gonna make 30 grand next month or 20 grand next month. Well, you already spent it already.
Absolutely.
So when it comes in, it's gone, and you're like, oh, it's gonna come in again. That happened to a lot of people in the 2008 crash. When people started feeling the same way, I went through the experience of the crash. Worst experience ever, because I'm gonna say it, I was dumb. I was like, oh, money's gonna keep coming, and bam, the market crashes, and you weren't ready for it. So you knowing that, hey, things happen for you, no, not to you, that's an example of knowing that, hey, like, I'm supposed to learn. I'm supposed to be stronger for the next time when this comes around.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you telling that, because people don't know that. They think, I failed, it's over, I'm quitting. And like you said, quitting is game over. But it's okay to fail, because that is how you learn and you get up.
Because I think or I believe we got to go through experiences, ups and downs in life, to learn, to evolve, to get better, right? So it's like, I think we're all meant to fail. I mean, you know, like hit a low point in our life.
No, I agree.
So we can evolve and learn. But it's like, what do you do in that low point of your life? Like, what are you doing for like adjusting or adapting, and what are you building? That's the main part. So like you said, you could either quit or you could figure it out, right? And we all have to figure it out. Like, we all have to figure out, okay, what's next? What do I got to do differently? This and that. If anything, it's a blessing, right? Because you're figuring, you're down here, you're in the low point, and you're like, okay, what did I do wrong? Okay, next time I'm not going to do that. Next time I'm going to save. I'm going to invest in some assets. Next time I'm going to do this a little differently. Next time I'm going to spend a little less, make that extra video, make that extra song. I don't know, you know, something along those lines.
Yes, and the great thing about all of this, you know, is, and we're talking about advanced technology now, we're living in the future, and in the past, you know, individuals who were driven like we are now, they didn't have the YouTube, and they didn't have people like Snewj, you know, showing you
people
the
are
way.
spoiled.
And we're like spoiled, you're right, we're so
seriously.
spoiled. And the crazy thing is, we're so spoiled, and individuals still will not go out there and work. They still won't go and, see our podcast or our our live streams or whatever it may be, which we're trying to provide value. We're trying to show you the way. We're trying to let you know you should be mimicking our ways, because it's all here. We have the blueprints, but again, this world most people don't want to do that. So if you're one of those people who are stuck and you're just like, I don't want to watch that YouTube, like what am I going to get out of it? You might want to try it, because literally the blueprints are there, and we're living in the future, and you have everything so you can succeed. So you have no excuse. And like you said, we're spoiled, so you might as well go use it. And it just drives me crazy that people,
No, yeah. I think people they don't want to get overwhelmed. So maybe the best way they can do it is, hey, like, don't worry about the end result. Don't worry about the destination. Kind of like me, like I like when I started YouTube, I didn't know I was gonna grow to over millions of followers, right, and get millions of views. I was kind of just like, you know what, let me see where this goes. Let me have fun with it, no expectations, but I'm doing it, and I'm putting my 110% in it, So maybe if you just focus on the little baby steps, brick by brick, and next thing you know, you got a multi-million-dollar mansion, So.
Oh my God! And you know what? You referred as Emin Khan. So, so his video went viral with us because we were talking about the Matrix, right? We're talking about people escaping it. Yeah. He's huge on that, and just that alone allowed people to realize, like, people do get stuck on that. They realize that, oh, we're just living in this square world, and we're supposed to do what the world tells us to do. But the reality is, you have to break free and do your own thing and create your own business, create your own lifestyle. And that's the biggest thing that you can learn, is just like, don't accept. Or what is that word? Not failure, but don't accept the simple ways of life. Like, it's kind of, I'm just gonna live whatever my parents did.
Like mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre, like
mediocrity.
So it's one of those things that we realize that people do that. And there's been times where we're like, oh, let's stay home. We'll just order some cheeseburgers and do absolutely nothing.
Cheeseburgers.
Some fries from McDonald's. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what everyone knows what we're talking about, right? Cheeseburgers, fries, let's chill, watch Netflix to the dome, right? Till game over. All weekend, and then you realize when you wake up on Monday, you're like, what did I do? Everything's a blur, right? Did I learn? Did I build? Did I create new relationships? What did I make? At the end, you find that you just lost all your money. You didn't build anything, and you actually backpedaled a little bit. And that's what we were talking about the last time with Mon, is the Matrix that makes you do that. It dumbifies you, makes you feel like you're vulnerable to it, and then at the end you never create, and therefore you repeat the same cycle over and over. And there's people that get stuck there. We're all creators, right, of our own destination and in our journey. So we know about hustle culture and grind, whatnot, but it's okay to, I think you got to go at your own pace. Like, whoever's watching, go at your own pace. It's not about competition with the next guy or that. Like, obviously prioritize your responsibilities and what you're trying to do, but it's okay to take a day off, right? It's okay to sleep. Sleep is important. It's vital for life. It's important to, you can have a cheeseburger here and there, but not all the time, where, like how you said, like the whole weekend. But it's okay to go at your own pace, as long as you're doing what you need to do. And I mean, obviously the ones that do it every day is going to get there faster, right? But that's totally up to you guys. That's totally up to you. Me, on the other hand, probably Mike and Eli, like, we want it now. We're impatient, So, but everybody's wired a little differently, So I don't want people to feel like, oh, like, I can't be like that. Well, just do it at your own pace. That's it.
I love that. That's so amazing.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's powerful. No, that's so powerful, because then people sometimes do forget, hey, like, you've been working for a full month. You are okay to have a burger and fries. You're good. But
we're probably going to have one after.
Wow, for real. But no, we are so blessed to have you. We have one final question that we always ask our guests.
Absolutely.
Before we do ask the final question, I'm curious about your tattoo, if I can ask. What is that? What does it say on that arm?
This one. It says, God gives his hardest battles to the strongest soldiers. I got this when I
was reading this. That's pretty deep. What made you get inspired to do that?
So I was 19 when I got this. And I actually was like through like a breakup, heartbreak and shit. Wow. And you know how we get all like inspirational. But I got it, and I was 19. I think I was 19 or 20. I was young,
Yes.
and I was broke, but I was always driven. Like I've always wanted more for my life. I just didn't know how to get there. So I got this tattoo, and every tattoo on my body is like a timeline. Like I remember exactly how old I was, what I was doing.
Yes.
So like every time I read this, I was like, all right, cool. Like a little inspo for me.
Yes.
And like we all start from somewhere, you know. We all start broke and not enough perspective on life and not enough experiences. But over time, like you're gonna get there. I feel like just put yourself out there and deal with the heartaches, because life is not all about like happy. Oh, I'm at like nah. You're gonna be sad. You're gonna be depressed. You're gonna go through the ups and downs of life. But I mean, every day, as long as you choose, like when you get up, that's already a dub, right? You're breathing, that's a dub. Do your thing, do your shit, and I mean, as long as you put that energy out there and you're showing the universe that, the universe will grant you anything that you want.
So good.
That energy will come back to you.
Agree on that.
So the last question we would ask you, and we definitely like asking all our guests is, so you're Snewj 32, and 5 years from now you're Snewj 37.
Okay.
So what is your life? What does your 37-year-old see when you look back? You're like, all right, I'm 37. Look at this journey I took. What does 37 look like to you? What have you accomplished?
So this is a great question, because I asked myself this 5 years ago, you know, and I didn't expect to be doing what I'm doing right now 5 years ago, like even though I was still doing YouTube and whatnot. But I see myself like obviously maybe around that time, like I'm already like maybe a father, right? Maybe I have a family by then.
Love it.
Businesses, obviously, like with the way I approach it, I expect like these businesses I have to have grown exponentially, you know? And then, you know, within my music, that's kind of up to God, you know? Cause like, that's like, it's like my passion. Like I enjoy it. I love like reaching out to people, like, or my music, like reaching people, but like I would like it to reach the masses. But if it doesn't, I'm totally cool with that. So I think as long as I'm alive and I'm at peace, even though like I know like we're gonna be facing through challenges where I know there's gonna be days where I'm like sad and whatnot. As long as I'm like at peace and I'm happy, you know, and we can't be happy 24/7. I think that's a dub, because everything else is gonna fall into place. The businesses are gonna be great. And also just as long as, and I didn't say this enough on the podcast, but as long as I'm bringing value to as many people as possible and helping other people realize like their potential and actually executing and changing lives, I think that's where I would like to be. Like I want to be in that position where other people are being inspired and are actually doing something with their life because of maybe my content or my music or me meeting them in person. So I think it's just value to others and me being at peace. And I sound like an old soul, but
that's so powerful.
That's a long answer. I'm like, it's very sorry if it's like all over the place, guys, but.
No, that's powerful, because, you know, we practice the fact that you get more out of giving. That's what you're giving people value and you get something out of that. You don't necessarily get money, but you get that feeling inside like, wow, I just may possibly have changed somebody's life.
And the money eventually comes, like you said, the business is there. You're always going to be putting, at least for you, you're always putting in the 100 every day. So we know those businesses are going to be, we know the money's going to be there. But, you know, what you really, really have to work hard for is that feeling, like you're saying, you know.
Absolutely.
You have to give, and then you will get that feeling, even if it's not money at the time. But it's gonna be there.
Yeah, let me say this, because we can have all the nice cars, the nice houses, go to the greatest parties and events, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fulfill us. You know, deep down inside, what fulfills us as human beings or spiritual souls living a human experience is helping other individuals. You know, helping other individuals reach their goals, change their life. Giving, loving, and spreading that impact at the end of the day. I hope this is not cheesy, but I'm just trying to be as real as possible. Because, you know, like the watches and all this stuff that we have, the cars, the Raris. it's only temporary pleasure. You know, it doesn't really do anything for us, for our inner peace. It's helping other people.
Yes.
Giving value to other people and never expecting anything back.
Yes.
That's it.
Wow, that's so powerful, guys. So you guys have to stay tuned for this podcast. You know, Snewj, you are amazing, and
Thank
honestly,
you.
like, you guys know where to find us. So it's going to go on our YouTube. Remember, YouTube on Sunday. The full entire long video is going to be on YouTube on Sunday at 5 p.m.
And where do we find Snewj?
Yeah, where do we find you, Snewj?
Shoot, you guys could find me on Snewj on YouTube, SNEWJ, or the new channel, Snewj Knows. Or if you want to check out my music, Snewj on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all that. Snewj music, yeah.
Amazing.
Let's go.
So we appreciate you being here, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much again. The couple reels are out on Instagram. Make sure you follow our content. Other than that, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys so much. And Snewj, thank you for everything.
Yeah, boy.
I feel smarter.
Yeah, boy.